Geo, the city of Vienna is in grave danger. If you have opened this text message, it means you have been chosen to embark on a mission back to the ancient and medieval times, back to the golden age of development. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to travel around Vienna in search of clues, something that could save the city. Please help us save Vienna. Clue 1. Go to where there was once a great wall. Vienna went under siege in 1683, and there was a great battle between the Turks and the army. I think that means the Ringstrasse. Welcome to the Ringstrasse. This is where the original wall of the city was built. When it was taken down by Franz Joseph II, it allowed for the expansion of the city, with the beginning of the great loss of architecture and artifacts from ancient and medieval Vienna. Wow, this is all that's left. Clue number 2. Though Vienna has lost much of its ancient history, parts of it are still inspired today. With Trajan columns that touch the sky, your next clue is here. Trajan columns. That's a Karlsplatz. This is Karlsplatz. The columns fronting the church were built in 1737, but they are reminiscent of Greek design and reflect Trajan's column in Rome. Though not from ancient Vienna, they represent stories and culture trying to be preserved from that time period. Clue number 3. The columns front a church, but not one of the time. To go back in time, we need to see what churches really looked like. Though it doesn't have original features, this little Gothic church played a big role in preserving medieval architecture. It is named after a long-gone arm of the Danube. Where is it? I think I know. Maria am Gestaden. This little church was once original in Gothic, but now sports Neo-Gothic architecture. Built in 1414, it was often used by sailors. The first mention of any sort of church here is from 1128. Today, it's referred to as Maria Stiegen because of all the stairs. Fourth clue. If these streets could talk, they'd say that they were the oldest in the city. I know exactly where to go. Bakerstrasse. You got it. This is one of the oldest neighborhoods in Vienna, predating the 17th century. While the Romans were still calling Vienna Vindobona, trade began as a growing result. Merchants and artisans began to develop more permanent structures with which to build their businesses. Out of the development, the early beginnings of what would become Bakerstrasse grew to fruition. With narrow cobblestone streets, this area is peppered with medieval and early Baroque buildings. Clue number 5. Ancient cities had people. People need places to live. Nearby is H&B, Vienna's oldest apartment blocks. Founded by Leopold III, it was the home of many suburban cities during the Turkish siege. Once a farm, this is now home to several Viennese families. H&B. I know. Heiligen Kreuzerhof and St. Bernard's Chapel. These are the oldest apartment blocks in the city, dating back to the 13th century. It contains Romanesque houses and churches from ancient Vienna. Abbot Clement Schaeffer created what we see today and planned St. Bernard's Chapel. Parts of Vienna are still present. Clue number 6. The next place is full of Viennese history and was actually commissioned by a tradesman for his great hall. They're the oldest secular paintings currently in Vienna. Don't worry, the historical museums keep them safe. The frescoes. The Neidhart frescoes. These paintings are some of the oldest in Vienna, dating back to about 1400. They were discovered during the remodeling of an apartment and are currently protected by the city of Vienna. Clue number 7. Destroyed by a fire in 1781, this place was dedicated for consecrations and requiem masses. Near one of the grandest examples of architecture still in existence, its spirit lives on here. I know what it is. The Maria Magdalena Chapel used to be here. It was a small chapel built in the Middle Ages to support the Steppenstone. It was destroyed in 1781, filled with rubble and never rebuilt. Rumor has it that you can still see the outline of the church in the painting. Here it is. The 8th clue. Maria Magdalena sat atop of one of the earliest other chapels in Vienna. There is no record of when it was built, but it is dated to the early 13th century. Go to the underground to find this piece of history. The U-Bahn station. The Vienna. This was discovered in 1973 during the construction of the U-Bahn. Wow, another text message. This chapel used to be connected to Maria Magdalena Chapel through a vertical shaft. In 1307, a Viennese family was buried here and is said to have multiple altars. The 9th clue. Churches are some of the best historical documents. This one contains paintings dating back to medieval times. Original frescoes sit near where the Habsburgs sat, ruling over the Holy Roman Empire. I think that's St. Michael's Church. Frescoes in St. Michael's Church. Some of these paintings here are original frescoes painted when the church was established in the 1200s. Updated and modified several times since the church was established. Amazing. Clue number 10. The foundation stone of this building was laid by King Ottokar II in 1276. It used to be the home of the Franciscan monks that were appointed to Vienna in 1224. Modeled after French architecture, where is this scrap of Vienna's past? Minoritenkirche. This church was established in the 13th century and closed briefly by Joseph II. Clue 11. To find
find the remnants of the once greatest nation. Find the palace named for the greatest dynasty Vienna has ever known. There, at the foot of the palace, you will find the remnants of the Romans.
Welcome to one of the remnants of what was once the greatest empire ever known. Known to the Romans as Vindobona, Vienna was under Roman control until the 5th century. At the time, Vienna lay on the outskirts of the empire, therefore more susceptible to attacks. The Roman influence has been lost in most of Vienna's history, but if you research, remains of what once believed to have been officers' quarters can still be observed. Final clue. The spirit of ancient Vienna lies near here. It is not just a feeling, but a true representation of the foundation of this great city. It is your job to find it and return it to its rightful place here. The spirits of the Viennese past need you.